someone who has been a mentor of mine. He doesn't like me to say this because he said it's dating him. But he has been a mentor of mine and so many young Guyanese for such a long time. Professor Vibert Cambridge, a national treasure both inside and outside of Guyana. Professor Cambridge is here on University of Ohio University Business, but of course we pressed him, as always, into service, into pretty much a talk, because he didn't want to actually launch a book. He wanted to have a conversation about culture and music and its place and how we actually articulate these moments in Guyana, and this is exactly what we're going to do. And so in deference to his wish to not have a lot of talking from me and from himself, I will briefly tell you about the book, briefly, just in about a minute or so, and about Professor Cambridge. This book, Musical Life in Guyana, History and Politics of Control and Creativity, an interesting name in and of itself, has been hailed as a groundbreaking work. And those of you who would have had the opportunity to read it would probably agree with the reviews that he's been receiving, because the reviews are really wonderful. If you know Professor Cambridge at all, you will know that he's quite erudite and he's quite pays a lot of attention to detail. And so the book is in itself a wonderful trove of details, of names, of places, of information that we would not have actually known of before. It's quite big, and there are several chapters. The chapters in themselves tell you basically what the book, what to expect when you buy the book. So it's organized into 3 eras. The first is New Imperialism, and the second one is the rise of ethnic and class consciousness. Then we have public spectacle. Then we have the American perspective, the American presence. Then we have the rise and fall of self-determination. Then the painful road to independence. Then making the small man into a real man. And then long live the president is dead. And then Desi, you're wrong. And conclusions. So, given the titles in Professor Cambridge's own humorous style, it's really an interesting read. The publisher's blurb says that the book is the first in-depth study of Guyanese musical life, and is a richly detailed description of the social, economic, and political conditions that have encouraged and sometimes discouraged musical and cultural creativity in this country. It says the book contributes to the study of interactions between policies and practices by national governments and musical communities in the Caribbean. It explores the interactions in Guyana during the 3 political eras, that's the society experienced as it moved from being a British colony to an independent nation. Cambridge reveals how the issues of race, class, gender, and ideology deeply influenced who in Guyanese multicultural society obtained access to musical instruction and media outlets, and thus who received recognition. He also describes the close connections between Guyanese musicians and Caribbean artists from throughout the region, and traces the exodus of Guyanese musicians to the great cities of the world, that seem often neglected in Caribbean. This book concludes that practices of governments across the 20th century exerted disproportionate influence in the creation, production, distribution, and consumption of Guyanese music. I don't believe I need to say more, because this is a most pertinent moment for us to enter into such a discussion as we attempt to refine and recraft culture, cultural policy, to understand who we are as Guyanese through our culture, through our music, and through all these art forms that we are basically concerned with here at Moray House. And so, without further ado, I'd like to welcome and ask Professor Cambridge, Professor Emeritus, School of Media, Arts and Studies, Ohio University, and president of the Guyana Cultural Association in New York, Inc. Author of several books, and our beloved son of the soil, to speak with us this afternoon.